Have you ever felt like life is just slipping by, like you're constantly stuck in the past or worrying about the future? Well, what if I told you that the true key to happiness and fulfillment lies in something as simple as connecting to the present moment and being fully present? In this video, I want to explore how embracing the present moment can transform your life. I'm Dr. Alan Johnson, and on this channel, I talk about the mind, well-being, productivity, and change for thinkers, makers, and everyone in between. When we're talking about presence, we're talking about the opposite of being in the future or being in the past. So much of our waking lives is controlled by our worries about the past, our anxieties over the future, and what ultimately gets lost in between is this moment of presence. And dwelling on the past often leads to regret, and worrying about the future leads to anxiety. The reason that presence is so vital for us is because the present moment is the only time that we have control over. We don't have control over the past. We don't have control over the future, although we can influence it through our actions in the present. All that we are able to change is the present, making this the most valuable and the most important time for us to focus on. The writer and Zen practitioner, Natalie Goldberg, is known for her works on creativity, writing, and mindfulness. And she has a very famous and important quote when she says, "Every moment is enormous, and it is all we have." This is something that we don't usually think of when we're going about our day-to-day lives, that all that really exists is this one single moment where we are aware of the existence of that moment. But this quote from Goldberg encapsulates the true essence of presence and why presence is important, because it enables us to value each moment as it unfolds. I want you to imagine spending time with a close friend or loved one and knowing that this may be the last time that you're going to be able to see them face to face. What would your demeanor be like in that conversation if you knew that this was the last conversation that you would be having with them, the last time you would be seeing them? How is your awareness being heightened in this way? Is there a new form of presence as you are attending to every detail and every nuance in the moment? One of my very good friends growing up, who went on to be a very important artist, she told me something that stuck with me and has stayed with me ever since. We were probably 15 or 16. She said, whenever something really special happens in your life, something really great, something really cool, a really awesome experience, you need to pause just for the moment and acknowledge that to yourself. Just taking that moment to just say, this is a truly special moment, a truly special time. And that's something that I still regularly do all of these years later, marking in my own conscious awareness the uniqueness of the present moment. When we speak about the present and we speak about the past and we speak about the future, we are, of course, always using language to shape it. English is mediating our relationship to our presence and to our past and to our future. And the English language, in the same way that all languages do, has a very unique relationship to past and future. So those of you who speak other languages will know that what I'm about to say now is true in English, but there'll be other similar interesting issues created by other languages. Because English doesn't actually have a real future tense in the way that many other languages do. English uses a bunch of tricks to linguistically depict something that's not yet happened. So we use auxiliary verbs such as I will do this, or I shall complete that work, or I will go to the store later today. Or we use a different tense, which is not actually a future tense. It's called present continuous, to say something such as, I am meeting my friends for dinner tonight. Notice how that phrase, I am meeting my friends for dinner tonight, it's clear that it's going to be happening in the future, but what it's really saying is that in the present moment, I will continue to be meeting with my friends for dinner, and it's incidental that that's something that's going to happen later tonight. English does not have a true future tense. It uses the present continuous and auxiliary verbs and other linguistic tricks and techniques to portray something that has not yet happened. And in many ways, this shapes our perceptions of time, making us project our thoughts into the future rather than staying in the present. English seems to dissolve that barrier between present and future. So when we say things such as, I will be happy when, that's very different to saying, I am happy now because. The role of language and how we understand our relationship to the world is something that poets have been fascinated by for millennia. And one of the great schools or traditions of poetry that seems particularly attuned to this discussion today is the East Asian tradition of the haiku, short, evocative poems that capture a single moment in time. The haiku is always about presence, about the present moment. And the simplicity and focus of the haiku form encourages mindfulness and the appreciation of the present moment. The haiku form is deeply influenced by Zen Buddhism and its central practice of presence and awareness, which emphasizes that being fully aware and fully present in each moment is not only the most important spiritual practice we can undertake, but indeed it is the only one. To find presence in the moment is the only thing that we ever need to try to achieve in our life. It's a spiritual tradition that emphasizes direct experience and mindfulness as a path to enlightenment. And at its core, Zen teaches that the present moment is the only reality that we have. Not only is the present the only point in time that we are able to control and change, but Zen goes even further to say it's the only reality that we have. Unlike many other spiritual traditions that focus on rituals or outward performance, Zen directs us to look inward, to observe our thoughts and our surroundings without judgment, and to fully immerse ourselves in the now, in the present. A key concept in Zen and in mindfulness is what's called beginner's mind, which encourages us to approach each moment as if we are experiencing it for the very first time. And this attitude of openness and curiosity allows us to see the world with fresh eyes. It allows us to maintain presence. And it leaves our conscious awareness unclouded by past experiences or future anxieties. In Zen practice, this is often cultivated through meditation, where the focus is on the breath or in a simple task, bringing the mind back to the present whenever it wanders. Zen also teaches us that everyday activities, no matter how mundane, can become important opportunities for awareness and an understanding of and connection to the present moment. Whether it's drinking tea or doing the washing up or going on a walk, Zen invites us to be fully present, to engage all of our senses and to notice the rich, unfolding presence in every moment. Another poetic tradition very much influenced by the haiku form is Imagism, a tradition that took root in Europe in the first decades of the 20th century. It's a literary movement that focused on clear, sharp images and the immediacy of the present moment. Poets such as Ezra Pound, H.D. or Hilda Doolittle, and William Carlos Williams moved away from the flowery, abstract language of Victorian poetry in order to focus on clarity, on precision, and on an economy of language. In doing so, trying to evoke a sense of presence, a sense of wonder in every moment. And the essence of Imagism lies in its commitment to capturing a single, clear image in a few carefully chosen words, much like a snapshot, an image of presence held in time. And by focusing on a singular image or moment, Imagism encourages us as readers to be fully present, to be here now, and to let those words resonate within us. A great example of Imagist poetry is Ezra Pound's famous two-line poem In a Station of the Metro. The apparition of these faces in the crowd, petals on a wet black bough. In just 14 words, Pound creates an incredibly vivid, immediate image that draws the reader into the Paris metro as commuters are rushing about, forgetting about the meaning of life as they are caught up in the hustle and bustle of the modern world. When we think about our own relationship to the future, how often are we operating from a place where we believe that we will only be happy when something happens in the future? Phrases such as, I wish I had, or I'll be happy when, are pushing the possibility of the happiness and joy that presence brings to some unspecified point in the future. Whereas Zen and the haiku poets and the imagist poets were reminding us that the only thing that we have control over and the only thing that truly exists is the present moment. What happens instead if we rephrase our hopes and dreams and wishes for tomorrow into something such as, I am grateful for, and I am content now? As we return to presence in each individual moment, we're not shirking the responsibilities of the future. We're not letting go of our hopes and dreams and ambitions for the future. Instead, what we are doing is enriching our life in every moment, and most particularly in the moment that we actually have control over. I hope that you will like and follow this channel, and maybe even send this video to someone who you think would benefit from us, because I hope that all of us can carry on our journeys toward living more fully in the present by reminding ourselves that the past has happened, the future will come, but the only thing that really exists right now is the present and our awareness of it.